Looking for peak performance and show-stopping looks? US Radiator delivers the cooling you need, and Concept One provides the ultimate pulley system. Level up your ride. And hey, for more awesome builds and insights, hit that subscribe button for ScottieDTV. Fellas, how are you?
Doing great, Scotty. How you doing?
Doing fine, thanks.
Good. No, thanks so much for bringing the car down here, and it was cool to be able to unveil that the other morning.
We appreciate it every time you invite us.
No, you're welcome. Mike, you weren't able to be here. Did you get to see it on the video?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Haven't seen it yet. I'm not on Facebook, so
Okay.
I'm old school, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I got you. Well, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the car, it's got a little bit of a story. I decided I wanted to get a Corvette when I was about 5 years old. I was living in Detroit and went down. My neighbor had like a 54, and I'd go down and watch him wash it, and I decided then that's when I wanted a Corvette. But I figured I had to turn 25 before the insurance would go down, because the insurance costs more than the car when you're trying to get one.
Sure.
When you're a young guy. So anyway, long story short, it's 1976 time frame, I started really getting serious about trying to find one. And I was living in Frankfurt at the time, and I found two cars. I found a 76 white that only had about 1,000 miles on it. It was like new. It hadn't really been licensed yet. It was at a dealer. And I found a 66 red coupe, factory air and whatever. But anyway, the guy wanted $7,500 for the 66, and I could buy the 76 for $8,600. So I didn't have the luxury of parking a car. This was going to be an everyday driver.
Right.
So I bought the newer car, the 76, the white one. And the guy that had the red one, Johnny Long, he was a Corvette dealer in Frankfort, Kentucky. So anyway, forgot about the red coupe and went ahead and drove the white 76 for several years. And then I got transferred. I was working for Bell Telephone, and I got transferred to Madisonville, Kentucky, which is in the western part of the state, about 4 hours from Frankfurt. So I'm working there a couple of years, and I walk out of the parking lot, the company parking lot, and I see this red 66 Corvette coupe with Birmingham, Alabama plates on it. Our headquarters of the company at that time was Birmingham. So I went in at our engineering office. I said, "Whose car is that?" And this guy raised his hand, Bob Carrico, who now he's a lifelong friend. "Let me go see it." So we went out there and started looking at the car, and I said, "You know, I almost bought a car almost exactly like this." He said, "Johnny Long in Frankfurt?" I said, "Yes." He said he was living in Winchester at the time, Bob was, and he went over to Frankfurt and bought that car, moved to Birmingham, then got transferred to Madisonville. His dad had a farm in Madisonville. He was trying to get back to Madisonville. So he had that car in Madisonville, and I ran into it. That's like 1 in a billion chance. So anyway, we became lifelong friends, and he had two. He had a 66 Roadster and the 66 Coupe. Well, he had a little fender bender in the red coupe, and he was redoing it, and he started to get into NCRS, and he was looking at trim tag, and the car was supposed to be yellow. So he painted the car yellow, and had it for several years. And I moved back to Louisville at the time, and he called me up and said, "I've got my farm now, and I've built a building, and I'm collecting tractors, John Deere tractors." And he says, "Corvettes and farms don't mix."
Right.
So he said, "Would you be interested in buying the coupe?" I said, "Absolutely." So I got the car back and had it for a while, and then wanted to do something special with it, and that's when I got it to Dustin, and I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out.
Right.
But it got a long story to it, and I'm sorry it's a long story.
No, it's very interesting. What'd you do, Dustin?
So when we got the car, it like you said, it had been repainted, but it was a backyard job, so it wasn't the best. And the car had 134,000 miles on, so it was well used, to say the least. So we stripped the thing completely down, body off the frame. Went through, started checking all the numbers, found out that the engine was correct, the transmission, all the major parts were there. So that's when we decided to go down the route of doing the NCRS factory restoration with it. So we were able to, you know, through eBay and some other different sources, we found all the correct pieces and parts and nuts and bolts and everything, and did a complete, you know, kind of 100-point restoration, as you'd say, back to NCRS standards. And we plan to eventually have the car judged and hope that it top flights and does everything we want it to do.
Right on. No, that's your forte, like I tell people.
Yep.
Dusting and build a cool custom car. Boy, if I was getting one restored, there's only one dude in my whole crowd I'd take it to, because you're very meticulous. You got that engineering background, and like I said, you know,
Yep.
I know I've talked to you about it before. So if that chalk mark went from heavy to light, this chalk mark's going to go from
That's
heavy
right,
to light.
that's right.
So
Yeah,
it's not just getting the mark in the right place or whatever. It's trying to reproduce in these pictures you go find somewhere of exactly what it would look like.
Exactly. There's a lot of research involved in a restoration like this, and you know, every detail matters. So when it comes down to a point here, point there, or half a point even, that, you know, could make or break you getting a top flight, you know, you got to make sure everything's right.
Man, you killed it. If people want to keep up with you, what's the best way to do that?
Best way really is social media. You know, we're on Instagram at Classic Restorations _SON, and same for Facebook. That's kind of what we keep updated the most. We do have a website, you know, classicrestorations-online.com, but if you want to keep up to date and what's really going on, you know, follow us on the socials.
Awesome. Brother, again, I appreciate y'all coming in.
Thank you for having us. We enjoy it every time.
You are sure welcome.
Thanks.
So there you go, a nicer than new 1966 Corvette from Classic Restorations of Southern Indiana and the 2025 Pigeon Forge Rod Run ScottieDTV Dirty Dozen. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. See ya!
Hey y'all, make sure you subscribe to this channel and visit ScottieDTV.com for an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the one at the end of this video.